to thank all the UCF for the support through my 4 years here. I had a great time, made many great memories, and hope to make many more in the NFL. Thank you and charge on.
Blake Bortles, what a story, from a three-star high school recruit to the third overall pick in the draft. Hi, everybody. I'm Ray Crawford. Here to help us look at the now Bortleless Knights is Brandon Helwig, who covers Central Florida for Rivals.com. So, Brandon, it appears Justin Holman is the front runner to take over at quarterback. How confident, though, is George O'Leary that he can successfully lead what was the #1 scoring offense in the American last year?
I think if you're Coach O'Leary, there's enough pieces in place, particularly offensively. You return many of the same players. A lot of playmakers return, particularly a wide receiver, running back. And then on defense, you return 10 of 11 starters. So I think there's enough pieces in place. It's going to be really hard to replace a Blake Bortles. I'm not sure that you really do. He meant so much of this program over the last couple of years. But I think Coach O'Leary is pretty comfortable with the talent around. Whoever the quarterback is, be it Justin Holman or somebody else, that he still should have a very solid team this upcoming year.
Doug Chapman joins us here in studio, and we'll get his take in a moment. But, Brandon, let me ask you first. Do you think then, with all the players returning, is there a chance this year's team could be better than last year's?
It's really hard to say if they can be better. I mean, it's really hard to top a year where you finish 12-1. You won the Fiesta Bowl and you finish in the top 10. That's going to be incredibly hard to duplicate. However, there is, like I said, a lot of players returning. I think optimism is high that UCF compete for a back-to-back American Athletic Conference championship. But as far as reaching the plateau they did last year, top 10, it might be a little difficult, but there is still a lot of talent returning.
Yeah, if people equate success with a record, 12-1 last year, I don't see them going 12-1 this year. It's going to be a little bit tougher, but they've got the pieces in place. 10 on defense, the receiving core comes back. You get Stanback at running back. He'll be fine. It's all about the quarterback. And people think that Blake Bortles put up these huge numbers. He had great games. He was very, very efficient, and he was better than a game manager, but he had a lot of supporting cast around him that helped him out. If they can find that, they can get Holman to get in there and just not turn the ball over, not let them get behind on downs, and use his weapons around them. They should be fine, but 12 wins will be tough. They open up at a neutral site. They've got Penn State. They go to Missouri, to Houston. BYU's going to be tough. Tulane's better. And East Carolina and Shane Carter's going to be tough as well. So if you look at that schedule, it'll be tough to get 11, 12 wins out of that. But if they can stick to the formula from last year, I say they're a conservative offense compared to what you see around college football. They throw it more than they run it. But overall, compared to your Texas A&M's, your Oregons, and your high-flying offenses, they're a bit conservative. But with the weapons around him, they should be okay. The new quarterback should be just fine.
Yeah, if it's Justin Holman, I know there's a transfer named Nick Patty coming in from Boise State. He just enrolled in the summertime. He's going to be thrown into the mix once August rolls around. But whoever the quarterback is, they open the season at Ireland against Penn State. Then they got to go on the road to Missouri. It seemed that obviously was very good last year, making it all the way to the SEC championship game. And they got to go on the road to play Houston, which could be a team that could contend for the conference title. And then they come home to host BYU. So 4 of those first 5 games, you can still have a pretty good team and be potentially 1-4, but it'll really come down to that early part of the season, just how good this team can be.
Tough act to follow from last year. All right, Brandon. Doug, guys, thanks very much. Well, you know all about the rivalry between Ohio State and Michigan, but it also bleeds over into recruiting. Both are tugging on some of the same players, but who has the edge? It's our Recruiting Rivals series only on CampusInsiders.com.